What's up, guys? Jerry here with East Tennessee DIY and also custom gear modifications. Real quick, I wanted to show you guys how to make this adjustable, fully adjustable aider, Amsteel aider. We've been using it for about a year. Super easy to make, and it's literally $3 worth of material. It take you about 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes to make. Super easy. Gonna show you how to make it. The idea with this one is it's basically a double whoopee sling. You can adjust the top loop, make it as long as you want it to be, to fit over a button, fit around steps, however you want to secure it. Makes it a little more versatile. And then the bottom step adjusts, just depends on how long you need it. If you're one sticking, sometimes you have a little shorter step than other times. So this one adjusts from 16 inches to 24 inches. Overall, thought we would show you guys how to make it. If you're not a DIY person, don't want to bother with making it, we're going to have our website up pretty soon. You can go over there and order one for a reasonable price. Yeah, we'll send you a link out once that gets started. But there it is, adjustable aider, adjust on both ends, super strong. This one is 1/8 Amsteel, works really well. So let's show you how to make it. And here is how you make this adjustable Amsteel aider. I've got 68 inches of 1/8 Amsteel. If you add in size 3/16, you might want to go a little bit longer, maybe 72 inches. If you do 7/64, you can drop it in size a little, in length a little bit. But for the 1/8, I'm using 68 inches of Amsteel. And an 8-inch piece of, this is 1/4 inch, 150 PSI, pretty stout rubber. It's something I had in the garage, but it's fuel line. That'll work fine. That's it for material. For equipment, you need something to pull your berries through. Piece of green wire, step wire I've got here. And a FID. This is a sewing needle with the end cut off. Thanks G2 Outdoors for that tip. And something to mark your line with. So the way I like to do it is I like to have an 8-inch tag end. That allows you to adjust the loop to fit around a button or adjust it out long enough to where you can get it around steps. I like to have a 4-inch loop at the top and a 6-inch berry. So I'm gonna cut that 4-inch loop in half, so I'm only using half of it, and I'm gonna measure down to 16 inches. So that's 8 for my berry, or 8 for my tag end, 6 for my loop, or 6 for my berry, and 2 for my loop. So again, that's 8 for my tag end, 6 for my berry, and 2 for this half of the loop. I'm gonna mark that 16, and I'm going to mark it at the 16 mark. I'm gonna use this pin here. It doesn't need to be exact, unless you're that exact kind of guy. And then I'm gonna mark my actual berry area, which is 6 inches. So I'm right there. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to fluff up this bottom end. I'm going to fluff this line up here just so I'm marking them. But right above where I'm fluffing this one up, I'm going to fluff up again, and I'm going to do, I guess I would call it a half Brommel. It's not a Brommel lock, but the tag end is going to go through the main line twice, and it just adds a little bit of resistance and a little more bite for this step. So take my FID, get it through the center, make sure you're not splitting any fibers. There's one, and then we'll come back through again, just below it. Again, same tag ends through the main line here. Fluff it up, get your FID in there. Make sure you're not splitting anything. Put down in there. And there you go. And that just adds a little bit of resistance. So now I'm going to go down to my 6-inch mark at the bottom, and I'm going to feed back up towards the loop I just created and pull the main or the tag end through, so I have my whoopee sling sort of berry. What I do is I take this little piece of wire, fold the end over, make sure it'll fit through there. Come out right underneath where my tag end's coming through. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a couple of these fibers, probably about half of them. I'm gonna cut those back. So I have basically this little loop here. I'm going to fit that loop through so I'm going to fit that little end I just cut, what fibers are left, put that into my loop. And then what I do is I squeeze that loop down with a pair of pliers, gives it a little more bite. And then I'm going to get my black tape and wrap just a little bit of black tape around that where the wire folds back on itself, so it's not catching on a bunch of fibers. Let me get my black tape. Found it. Literally just a little bit. I just don't want my wire to catch on fibers as I'm pulling it back through. Now I just milk it through my loop. Pull it on down. Pull my wire off. Pull that all the way through. And there is your first loop that you can adjust to fit around your steps or whatever else you want to fit it around, or just your button. And on this end, what I like to do to keep it from going back is I will actually feed it back through itself like a little Bramble inside of itself here. Well, that didn't work out the way I wanted it to. Do it. So again, feed it back through itself. Like so. And then that creates a little loop here. And then I'm going to push this end back through that loop, pull it tight, and that creates a good little stopper knot. Sometimes that can be tricky. All right, do that, pull it tight. That creates a stopper knot that isn't going to go anywhere. So there it is, full out. There it is around the button. So there's your top adjustable portion of your adjustable foot loop. And now for the bottom side. For the bottom side, again, I like about 8 inches of adjustability. So I'm gonna leave about an 8-inch tag in. I might go with 10 inches. I got enough room here, which I do, so I'm gonna go with 10 inches. I'm gonna mark that. And then I'm gonna feed this through my hose. If you can't push it through, just use your wire, pull it through. So it looks like I'm gonna have to do. So get your wire back out. Through there. I gotta just capture the end of the hose. Pull it through. So again, make sure I got my 10-inch mark, which I do. Excuse the dog in the background. He's having a fit because it's raining outside. He doesn't know what to do with himself. So there's my 10-inch mark. And so here's where it gets a little tricky because each person's going to be a little different. Where you put this, where you bury this back through is really completely up to you based on the size of your foot. I just kind of eyeball it, and I'm going to bury it through so that my fully adjusted Brummel, or my fully adjusted aider, at its shortest is 18 inches. That puts my aider to right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this back so that I at least have a, from the top here, from just below my big loop, I'm going to move back about 3 inches. And I'm going to move this to where I have an 8-inch bury on this end, which takes me to 3. And that's where I'm going to start my bury. I'm going to bury from there to 8 inches. That puts me right out in the back on the end, or below my main or my top loop. And that'll give me plenty of adjustability in this thing. So again, I want an 8-inch bury. I want this set up so my initial or my fully adjusted foot loop is 18 inches, so I can adjust from 18 inches down to about 22 inches, maybe 24 inches. So that's what I do, is I measure this out to 18. I pull my slack back through. I know that I'm going to come out right at the bottom of my top loop. I want an 8-inch bury, so that's where I need to start my bury, is right there. And I need to go up 8 inches. All right, so back to the wire again. I'm just going to patiently, between the main line, the main fibers, push this guy in. Just keep feeding that up the core. There it is. I'll catch my loop back here. In this end, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to open it up a little bit, cut a few of the fiber out to make it pass through the center a little easier. Cut about half of them out. Connect that to my loop. Pinch the loop down. Then you're gonna wrap it with some tape. Hey. Milk that through. Pull it back out of your loop. There's your other end. And your aider came out right at 18 inches, 19 inches. Like so. And you can pull the tag end down to where you will have a stopper knot, just like the previous stopper knot. So it gives you 25 inches to the step. And that's how you make an adjustable aider. Don't forget your stopper knot on your tag ends. Yeah, you'll be good to go.